Hi there, original soul. Welcome in to this mind, body, spirit reading. Let's jump into it. Start shuffling up the cards, shall we? All right, I hope you are doing well. All right, let's see, I'm upside down here. Hope you're doing well. Give it a couple shuffles. We'll pull a card each for your mind, body, spirit. We'll add a little bit of tarot to it to get a little bit more information. See, we've had a lot of repeating messages and cards, forgiveness. What else has been coming out? Purpose, grief, guilt. All right, so let's see. Let's do one more. One right off the bat. I've seen courage a couple times as I've been shuffling, so see if that shows up as well. Not sure what that one was. All right. There's courage again. I don't know if you have anything going on where you have needed a little bit of courage. Here we go. All right, at the bottom of the deck, friendship. There we go. A little bit lighter. All right, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. Okay, so friendship at the bottom. I don't know if you have anything going on recently with relationships, friendships, but what do we got out here? From the mind, we've got denial. From the body, surrender. And from spirit, service. Okay, let's see here. What tarot do we want to add to it today? Let's start with this. All right, so under the mind, denial, I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with the insight of awareness. All right, so a lot of times if you do have any denial with a situation, that can be rooted in fear. Usually we're not avoiding or denying something for no reason. So if there's something that you have been unwilling to admit, at least to yourself, right? It's time to be a little bit more honest, acknowledge your fear, and replace that with awareness. Right, just starting with that mindset is the best place to start. All right, Four of Swords coming out. So this can be about meditation. It can be about getting a little bit more rest, right? Kind of matching that surrender card with the body. So far out with the mind, denial. Getting out of that denial, getting more into awareness. So I probably say this in every video, but Four of Swords, this could be about meditation. Again, really just taking a break, taking a rest, getting just more in touch. All right, let's get one more card with that. Right, or maybe there is, I don't know if you get any informations from your dreams while you're sleeping, or maybe through meditation, even that sort of kind of gut instinct, or yeah, that sudden inspiration, insight, intuition, that sort of thing. Maybe denying some of that when that's coming through as well. Maybe not trusting that information, maybe kind of playing that logic game with that a little bit too. So that's coming through as well. Yeah, and then 10 of Wands coming out as well with the mind. So I don't know if this is something that's been going on for a long time, some sort of either pattern, secret, or whatever this denial is that you have been carrying around for a really long time. I don't know if this is a baboon or what type of monkey this is, but he looks like he is about to scream. And you can see he's walked back and forth multiple times. So instead of doing that repeating thing and staying stuck in this pattern, tapping in more with this Four of Swords again, so bringing in a little bit more rest, setting down those burdens, setting down that denial, and really trusting yourself and your honesty. Okay. So that's the message from the mind. Let's see what's going on with the body. So surrender. I can release my need to control. That is probably easier said than done. All right, so your body wants a little bit more surrender. I don't know if there's anything specific with your physical body that you've been having happen that you are trying to gain control over. There's a little bit of a combative shuffle right there. But sometimes what your body needs is a little bit of rest, is a little bit of surrender. Even, you know, at nighttime when you're actually sleeping, in like real actual sleep, when your body is fully at rest, your active mind has shut off, which is hard to do when you're awake. That's where meditation can come in. Yes, I'm going to keep hammering on it. But that's when your body can actually do its thing. Your body has the power to heal. Sometimes you are the one that needs to get out of the way a little bit. So I don't know if these two are going together as well. Maybe there is something going on right with the body, or in a situation that you are just kind of living in this denial, maybe not allowing yourself the rest that you need. All right, let's see what wants to come out with this message from the body. Oh, a couple flipped over. Let's see here. Maybe something that you need to kind of move on from or walk away from. Let's see here. Ooh, we got 2 pages and temperance that came out with surrender. Let me hold these up here. So Page of Swords can be about information. This can either be from somebody else or information that you've gathered, you know, from something you found on the internet, from something that you've read. Again, you could have heard it third hand in the store. Right, maybe even a little bit of gossip coming in. So not playing into any of that, kind of staying out of all that mess and all that sort of noise. All right, so some sort of information. Same thing with the Page of Cups. All right, this is a little bit more of this sort of heartfelt. You can see on the Page of Cups, there's sort of this letter with a heart on it holding up. And then with that out came Temperance, number 14. So finding balance. Right, so you've kind of got this one page that's a little bit more, in this card, she looks a little bit introspective. What were we talking about here with denial? So another message coming through there. And then the Page of Cups is a little bit more social, a little bit more out there. All right, so finding a little bit of balance possibly between those two things. There's something you've been overthinking. Maybe time to express those thoughts. All right, so you had 2 different pages, 2 different types of information. Finding balance again between the head and the heart. Swords are about mental. Heart is about, well, your heart space, your emotions. All right, so finding a little bit more release, right? Not always have to be in control. So notice what type of action you've been taking with your body. Might be time to switch it up a little bit. Bring in more balance, whatever that means specifically for you, right? We all do different things and different types of activities. All right, let's see what Spirit has to say here with service. I feel good when I can help others. Is that true for you? I do like to help other people. Oh, one on the floor. I feel like I was moving in slow-mo. Could I have stopped that? I don't know. We'll see what it is. 1 second. We'll get another one out here. All right, so I feel good when I can help others. Again, I was kind of mentioning a little bit of maybe that like kind of gossipy or spreading rumor type of energy as well. Your body doesn't like it when you do stuff like that. Neither does spirit or your soul. So remembering to put out those good vibes and that you feel better, right, when you're helping yourself, when you're helping other people. Yeah, kind of acting and doing things in your highest good. All right, let's see what came out with service. 6 of Pentacles. So yeah, this is about giving and receiving. Let me hold this one up here too. Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. So if you just take a moment and think about yourself and kind of where you're at on that spectrum, right? Maybe you already have a really good balance there between what you give and what you receive. Where did it go? Here we go. Found it. Okay. Between what you give and what you receive. If you have anyone else that you care for, notice if you have a lot of time that needs to go into that as well, and how is that going, right? Is that quality time? You know, like I'll use children as an example, since I have children, but with your children, you know, sometimes you can be spending all night together in the same place, but nobody's really interacted together or really done anything of quality with each other. You're all just kind of off doing your own thing, right? Sometimes that's maybe too much time on social media. So like I was saying too, if you've been taking in a lot of information, that message coming kind of back and coming through, time to let go of that a little bit, surrender a little bit more, right? Release your need to know what's going on all the time. Okay, back to Spirit and this message about service. All right, but if you are, let's say with that example of home with your kids, right? How could you make that more quality? What could you do to make that more of an engagement that's about service, about just feeling good being with each other, of helping each other out, right? Doing things for other people as well without expecting anything in return. Sometimes we have expectations and we may not even realize it going into most situations, but we usually do. We have some sort of expectations of what we're expecting from other people, whether that is something at your job, you have some expectations, right? If you're in a relationship, I'm sure you have some expectations of your partner, right? And them of you. Same thing with that work example, same thing with your children. But do what you can in control with that, right? This giving and receiving, so finding more balance. And again, notice just how you're giving. And if that's something that's depleting you, right? Making sure also what you're sprinkling out there is the truth, especially since we had this denial energy and a lot of this sort of heavy burden energy up here in your mind at the beginning, right? Spirit is reminding you when you help other people, you feel better. When there's a good balance of giving and receiving, you feel better. And then maybe you're on the other side of that. Maybe you do get a lot of help from others and you've got or have been able to get a lot of support. You know, what could you do to give back? It doesn't always have to be about giving people money or things like that, but it could be your energy, your resources. Maybe you have a skill that could help somebody out. So again, just pay attention where you're at on that spectrum. And then, yeah, Queen of Swords is what had fallen down onto the floor. All right, so Queen of Swords out here. She's got her eyes closed in this card. So again, going back to that introspection, to insight, which was mentioned on the denial card as well. So that's coming through right here. And maybe there is sort of a little aha moment you have if you are able to get still and get a little more clear in your mind. And when you surrender more to your heart, and get out of that chatter, any sort of gossip, right? And find a little bit more balance between head and heart. Right? That's what your body's asking for. Now with service, giving and receiving, finding more balance there as well. But the Queen of Swords, yeah, maybe there is some sort of just aha moment when you can kind of relax a little bit more. Right? Really just getting kind of this honesty vibe from the whole thing here. But you can see on here the Queen is up and out of the clouds. She's really calm, cool, and collected. She's made a decision about something. And it's something she feels good about. It comes from that inner knowing. All right, so that's really what Spirit would like you to tap into, more of your inner knowing. Right, that's sort of coming through in all of these messages. And then checking in really with your giving and receiving. All right, especially if that's something with friendship, relationships. Notice if you're overgiving, undergiving. It's sort of that Goldilocks scenario. Okay, let's add a card to go with friendship here, because this is the underlying energy. Not all friends stay in our lives, right, for the entirety of our life, right? Some people have best friends from when they were children and they're friends, all through their life. And then there's a mix of something in between that, right? And every relationship, not just friendship, is there to teach us something about ourselves. A lot of our relationships are reflections of how we feel about ourselves or what's going on with our internal environment. So having a little more understanding with that, right? Maybe if you notice, if you've had some expectations, maybe on some other people, maybe there's been a little bit of sadness or a little bit of loss or hurt. Things haven't really gone the way you wanted in that way. Whoa. Flipping them all over. Okay, let's see here. The plant caught, Mr. Seven of Pentacles. All right, so we've got the Empress, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Pentacles. To go here with friendship. So the Empress, she's really just got all of this sort of magic, creativity, nurturing energy. That's what she exudes, right? So there is some sort of transformation and change going on. It feels like with some of this, once you're able to shift into this more honest and maybe giving energy, right? That's when you'll be sort of sitting pretty, feeling good. You're in a good spot. That's also when you can start to attract and interact with the type of people and friendships that you really want, because the Nine of Cups is coming in, and that's something that you've been waiting for. You can see how the squirrel looks like he's just sort of sitting there waiting for things to grow. Sort of that one big sunflower way in the back. And then the Nine of Cups, we've got, what if this is a sloth? Or maybe a little weasel? He's sitting by a little wish lantern. I just did a reading yesterday. Wish lantern was in one of those piles if you want to check out the pick a pile reading. Right, so Nine of Cups, this is about a wish granted, dreams coming true. Something maybe that you've waited for or been waiting on. So yeah, with that friendship energy, yeah, just really kind of understanding some of those lessons, some of the things that didn't go the way you wanted, taking the good parts out of that as well, though. Right, most relationships, even if they ended or kind of took a turn, right, there were positive things at some point, I would hope, about that particular situation or friendship. So really kind of being strong enough to see some of those lessons. Right, so when you plant seeds for friendships in the future, you're kind of growing and attracting those types of relationships that you're looking for. Yeah, being a little bit more confident. Balance is coming in. Okay, so that's what we've got here. A little bit more honesty, if I could speak, a little bit more honesty. Some release and letting go of control, right? Evening out balance between head and heart, giving your body maybe a little bit of a break, and then really getting in touch with your internal voice. Spirit's trying to speak to you, maybe even through some dreams and dream state or meditation. So try to slow down, right? You don't want to miss that type of communication because really, you feel best when you're helping others and you're shining in your best way. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that is the message for this week. Mind, body, spirit. That is what we've got. I hope there was something here for you. And until next time, peace.